Uncle Mark.
Hi.
Well, 2020 has been a peachy keen year for us all.
Yep.
What with
Smooth
the murder,
sailing, clear skies, following seas.
pandemics,
Easy breezy.
Yep, pandemics and social unrest and murder hornets. But I guess it could always get worse.
I don't need
It's
as an atheist, I just feel like that's tempting fate.
Listen, Christmas shoes. That's coming.
That's
Christmas shoes.
That's true. There's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Well,
Dad, make it worse.
Yeah,
Okay, I can
make it worse.
Well, okay, listen.
Or better. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
We'll figure it out. According to Andy Williams, it's the most wonderful time of the year. There are kids jingle belling and everyone's telling you be of good cheer, which is great for some, but not everyone thinks of this as the happiest season of all. Some folks don't connect to all that sleigh bell ringling, ring-ting-tingling bullshit. Especially this insane Krampus of a year. Yeah. There may be an especially large swath of people who would rather deck their halls with poison ivy. Fa la 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 la, fuck your face. So, in honor of the curmudgeons of the world, I've decided to launch the holiday season by summoning us some demons.
Yay!
Stuff that in your stocking. Now, I'm relatively new to demonology, so I've taken as my text a cute little manuscript from sometime in the mid-17th century, known as the Lesser Key of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I think that's got a mention once before.
Maybe.
On the show. I think when we talked about Pazuzu, it might have popped up.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to steal your demon thunder here, but go on.
No. We'll get to Demon Thunder later on.
All right.
Anyway, The Lesser Key of Solomon is a book that nobody knows who wrote it, but we definitely can point to some source material. The most direct source is almost certainly the work of a 16th century Dutchman named Johann Veyer. Hailing from a town in the Netherlands delightfully called Grave. I'm sure it's Grave, but whatever. Veyer, a.k.a. Jan Veer, Johann Veer, Johannes Veer, Jean Veer, Johannes Veyerus, and also Piscanarius, was a physician.
Piscanarius is my safe word.
Yeah, exactly. When things get a little veer.
I thought that was a paint color. I thought that's somewhere between kind of bright yellow and beige, but whatever.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. A little Piscanarius.
Yeah.
I think the exterior of my building is Piscanarius.
It is Piscanarius.
Anyway, Veyer was a physician who may or may not have been trained to be so, but considering the state of medical practice at the time, would that really have mattered? And a prominent occultist. So he was an interesting cat. For instance, he railed against the then popular anti-witchcraft book Malleus Maleficarum, which I talked about briefly in episode 161, and said that witchcraft didn't exist, and that the women accused of it were likely just mentally ill, which is a pretty progressive position to take. And
he probably got burned for that, didn't he?
Well, he managed to survive it. He was a man after all.
Yeah.
But he may well have been the very first person to take that position. So that's pretty cool. On the flip side, though the women accused of witchcraft weren't in cahoots with the devil, such cahooting was definitely possible. And the way to do it was through demons. Oh boy, did he like him some demons. Wrote all about them. His most influential work was the 1563 classic. You guys will remember this, of course. It's called De Prestigiis Daemonum et Incantationibus ac Veniciis.
Oh, it's just a family favorite. We read that every Christmas Eve.
Rolls off the
tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah. Rolls off the forked tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Translates roughly to on the illusions of demons, and the spells and poisons too. In this, Veyer insisted that demons were like totes real and would appear to those who called on them. To what end? Well, to answer that, we would need to turn to an appendix to De Prestigious, which then took off as its own fun tome titled, Pseudomonarchia Daemonum.
Which means eat, pray, love.
Which means eat, pray, love, right. Or the alternate translation, the fake monarchy of demons. In that, he lists 69 different demons, gives their sigils, and helps the reader out with the best time and ritual to conjure each.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's encouraging summoning them.
It does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just a bit.
He was kind of railing against it. It's hard. It's actually literally hard
Here's
to
how
know.
you get a hold of this guy, but don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to know what his angle really was to me, actually. Because, he would rail against the devil and all this devil stuff, but then he was like, but here's how to do it. Yeah. Right. Very, very strange.
Don't ever do this.
Right. Here's how to make dynamite at home, kids, but don't try it. He didn't make it all up, of course. He referenced previous grimoires, which is what you call a book of spooky magic. But surely he made up a bunch of it because, and I think you'll agree after I introduce you to a few of these guys, making up demons would be totally fun. Anyway, Veyer's book was a big influence on the Lesser Key of Solomon, which contains in it the Ars Goetia.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a
A
mess.
very famous spell.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a whole book. It's a mess of a phrase, presumably taking the words ars from the Latin meaning art and Goetia from Greek meaning charm or conjure. Ugh, don't get me started on Greek-Latin hybridizations.
Well, I think that was the name of a spell that Aleister Crowley was trying to pull off, some huge summoning thing in his house in Scotland, but it was like a 75-day thing.
It was the book that he used for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
As a matter of fact, he invented a whole bunch of new sort of geometric things that he would base on the Ars Goetia, and the sort of Goetic demons were a point of his study. So
Gotcha.
there you go. Anyway, it became the Ars Goetia, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing it badly, and you can at me or not, but it became the go-to compendium for anyone looking for a good demon or two.
For all your conjuring needs.
Absolutely. Aleister Crowley based a bunch of his dopey nonsense on it. It expanded Veyer's 69 demons into a far more complete 72. The Goetic
Just round
demons,
it up a little bit.
Oh, sure. You gotta get some fun out of it.
Well, the thing is, if it's 69 demons, then the kids are all just going to snicker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm amazed I didn't throw in a 69 joke. I don't know how that happened.
How did you miss that?
Anyway, the Goetic demons are considered pretty definitive. I mean, sure, there are all manner of lesser imps and demons, but the great Satan himself is red and scaly with a bifurcated tail, and he carries a hay fork. Oh, no, I'm kidding. He's white. Also, this isn't about him. This is about his generals, the princes and kings of his domain, his hell's best and brightest. So, each of these crazy bastards has their own set of characteristics and specializes in different fun ways that they can help the person who conjures them. Let's meet a few, shall we?
Yeah. Let's.
First, on both Weyer's and Weyer's list and the Ars Goetia, is our old friend that Uncle Mark introduced us to way back in episode 9. That's Baal.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when Mark talked about Baal, he was a Canaanite god. Well, not anymore. Demon makers, Green Party progressives that they were, loved recycling. So they'd take all kinds of old gods and demote them to underworld henchmen. So Baal is the first king of hell and head of the infernal powers. He has 3 heads, a toad, a man, and a cat. So, you probably won't have too much trouble spotting him.
It's like the wind in the willows.
Yeah, exactly. He speaks in a, quote, raucous but well-formed voice, not unlike Uncle Dan at a particularly spirited karaoke rendition of Hart's classic Alone. So, why would you want to summon this three-headed sumbitch? Well, Bale can teach you the subtle and totally creepy art of invisibility.
Oh.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
That comes in handy when you have the head of a toad and a cat and a man.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
People just stare. People are terrible.
Oh, they're the worst. They'll make comments on the subway. You don't want that. And invisibility is pretty cool, I guess, especially for the shy conjurers out there in the occult land. But not as cool as our next friend, Paymon. Also, Paymonia. A lot of these dudes have a whole bunch of names. Unlike the naughtier kings of hell, Paymon is a total suck-up to his boss, Lucifer, and it pays off, too, because this guy is useful. Face northwest, light whatever candles you need, a nice sacrifice wouldn't go amiss, and then watch for a marching band and a dromedary. That's right. Our buddy Paymon is a good-looking fellow with a feminine face, wearing a beautiful crown, led by a host of demons playing trumpets and cymbals, and riding a one-hump camel.
What?
Now, yeah, well, you got to have a mount. So you may think of Paymon as the supernatural bad guy in the homegrown Utah horror film Hereditary.
Yeah, it was quite a successful horror film.
Yes, indeed. Or possibly the 1985 classic Ghoulies. But he's so
Ghoulies?
much... Yes.
I remember Ghoulies.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't remember it at all.
Little green dude coming out of the toilet was the cover art.
That was Paymon?
I guess so.
All right.
But he's so much more than just some dude who torments unlucky families. Here's the trick. You summon Paymon, whatever, the purple pie man, whatever you want to call him. And when he appears, you let him ask you some questions, like whatever he wants. And you answer honestly and to the best of your ability. Great. Now it's your turn, which is awesome because the dude knows everything. He'll teach you art, science, philosophy, sure, but he'll also teach you secret things. He'll unravel the mysteries of the earth, wind, and water. He knows where treasure is hidden. He knows what's going on behind closed doors. He knows if you've been bad or good for... No, wait. Nope, that's a different guy.
It's a different demon.
It's another king of hell.
Right, exactly. If you're really nice, though, Paymon may even bestow a lordship on you. So, boom. Enjoy knowing all the things, Sir Uncles.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There are a few other kings, including Asmodeus, who I talked about in episode 63, if you want to check him out. But let's move on to some princes and dukes.
Love it.
Now, you hear that crazy horn section? That's all those trumpets playing at once and drums and, I don't know, every instrument you can think of. Well, if it swings and grooves, it's Duke Ellington. But if it's a cacophonous mess, that's got to be Duke Amdusius. That's right, Amdusius. He has a human body with claws for hands and feet and a unicorn head. You wouldn't think that would be great for making music, and you'd be right. Also associated with thunder, it's said that you can hear Amdusius's voice in a storm.
Huh.
He can also bend trees at will. Not sure how that's useful, but, might make a good party trick or something.
He's the last tree bender.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are those superpowers that he just kind of sits in the jet while everybody else is fighting? We'll call you if we need you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll bend any tree, guys.
Any tree, man. Check it out. Do you want me to bend a tree?
Okay.
I'll bend the
Good
biggest
luck.
tree you
Good
got.
luck. Okay, I'll be here.
Okay, bye. Anyway, there's another Hell Duke named Agaris. I say Duke, but maybe Duchess is more accurate. Agaris is the original non-binary demon, appearing as both a pretty young woman and a pale old man riding a crocodile. So there you go. Agaris is
Okay. Like
what?
You're sitting around, you're the guy that's writing this grimoire. Let's see. Pretty young lady and old guy on crocodile. Nailed it. Who's next?
I think with this one, I think he was at one point theoretically, if my memory serves, he was bottled and thrown into a river or the Nile, I think maybe.
Oh, and remember when we had Lauren O'Neill on the show, she was talking about how one of the words, like Leviathan, wasn't it Hebrew? There's like interchangeability with crocodile or alligator.
Maybe.
So
anyway, I think maybe he might have ridden out of the Nile.
Oh,
on the crocodile. I'm not sure. Anyway, Agaris is useful for compelling runaways to return, or making people who won't take a hint that they've overstayed their welcome leave. So that's handy.
Having an old man ride in on a crocodile will do that to a party.
Sure.
Party's over, kids.
He will also teach you, Agaris will also teach you every language on Earth, just so that you won't miss any rude jokes he might want to tell you.
All right.
It's off on,
seems like kind of a cool uncle.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Orobas, he's a prince of hell who's human in the middle and horse on either end.
Oh.
That is human arms and torso with a horse's head and legs.
Oh.
No word on his, he'll give true answers about the past, present, and future. So he's great to have at bar trivia night and your local bookie.
I think those are just called true answers.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, fine. Dog.
Only about the past. He'll lie about the future.
That's right. He'll lie about either the past, present, or future. Up to you to figure out which one it is. He is also good at helping people gain favor with friends and enemies. He was around long before How to Win Friends and Influence People came out. And he never, this is interesting, never deceives anyone, which is an interesting quality for a demon to have.
And does he ride a pangolin?
I no word on his mount.
Oh.
He will protect his conjurer also from any other spirits which may want to tempt them. So he seems like a really good guy to have.
You know what would be awesome? An awesome crazy billionaire money project is to make like a carousel representing all these figures.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The carousel of hell. That would be fantastic. Somebody send us money.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
It ain't going to be cheap.
That right there, that is a good Patreon goal.
Yeah. Just children sobbing as it goes around. Beep,
boop, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, three-headed scaries. So, are you a little rough around the edges? Does your motorcycle gang think of you as lacking in gentility and class?
All day.
Maybe you should summon Marquis Neburius. According to Veyer, Neburius is the most valiant marquis in hell. Sometimes
except for
depicted as a crow.
Mark, but fair.
Yeah. Sometimes depicted as a crow, and sometimes as a three-headed dog, and sometimes as a crow with three dog heads. Neburius will make you cunning in rhetoric and teach you the art of gracious living.
What is this guy's image of hell?
Well,
like it's just very polite down there. So weird.
It depends on who you're summoning.
I'm just trying to wrap.
It's like a salon, right?
Yeah.
Just a bunch of intellectuals walking around having conversations and teaching each other all the languages.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around the scenario of being taught which fork to use by a raven with three dog heads.
No, darling, that's the fish fork.
Oh, don't be so gauche. That's the
runcible spoon.
I was in a band in high school called Runcible Spoon.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love you guys.
Thanks. A big fan. Our early work was good, but
you sold out. Once you went electric,
really
it was no good.
Electronic.
And then Yoko ruined everything.
That's right. So I think I'll close out with my personal favorite demon, at least as of right now, Prince Stolas. Now, Stolas is the demon that makes me know for sure that hell is better than heaven, because while heaven is full of angels, and Doug has taught us how terrifying that thought is.
And so many of our patrons.
Right. Yeah, if you take the Bible's word for it. Hell has Stolis. Now, Prince Stolis is a long-legged owl with an adorable little crown on his head. Summon him, and he'll teach you astronomy, because obviously he is an owl after all. And he's also super good with herbs, plants, and precious stones. So there
First
you
of
go.
all, I think all owls should have little crowns on their heads. Going forward.
Right.
So I would
And-
like the
and how
incoming
cute is it?
Secretary of the Interior to make that happen.
Yeah. And just picture an owl with those long stork legs or something. It's adorable.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I guess the point here is, if you need some help in your life, I suppose you could go to God and ask for help, but knowing his track record and infuriating, mysterious ways, you'll probably do a lot better if you just do a little research and summon just the right demon for your needs.
Yeah, this makes me think hell is a good place to get like a classical education.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, I need to learn Greek and learn how to shoot an arrow. What demon do I summon?
Yeah,
There is one. You'll find
Sure
him.
there is.
yeah, that's awesome.
You might summon more than one. You never know. It just depends on how much livestock you have to sacrifice. Yeah,
well,
so
I love the
demons-
Mars Goethe. We need to get. Can we buy one of these?
I don't know. I'm sure we can. We should. We need to have one in the how-to library.
Yeah, we need a nice grimoire. If anybody has a nice grimoire they know about, let us know.
A nice
Let-
grimoire
yeah,
or a
exactly.
knight's grimoire? A
knight's
nice one.
grimoire,
I want a
yeah.
nice copy.
I would like it to have belonged to a man-at-arms from
Are they required
the
to
14th
have been-
century.
It feels like if it's not leather bound, it doesn't count. Is
In
that
human
true?
skin, naturally. Like
Yeah,
Orson
exactly.
Scott. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
so-
that was a wonderful visit to hell.
There you go. Go to hell, everybody.
Bye.
Moving on.